But Sharky having to take a few... Oh, that's a nice adjustment. Does have a long bar dependency at column number 9, however, and it could prove problematic if RNG does not behave itself. That's a risky burn with the J piece. And Sharky's in dig mode now. Takes a single skim. And both players having a little bit of soft start. That quick tap with the O piece, very nice. Tetris Sharky, but now has to deal with the hole at column number 1. This allows an opportunity for Mark perhaps to catch back up a little bit. Does so with the Tetris, now only 1 Tetris behind. Sharky weighing in the long bar for a column 9 dirty Tetris, just successfully get it. Tetris from Mark. Sharky Tetris ready once more. He is ahead in lines, so in terms of pace, it is actually quite close. You could say it's neck and neck. Simultaneous Tetris, we all like to see that. Tetris Sharky. You can maybe see a 550k transition from him. Same with Mark. Both players stacks looking pretty damn good, I have to say. Nothing else much more to say. Mark taking a safety triple instead of going for the tuck. Now, both players are having a line drought. Sharky does get the long bar at the wrong time. Mark survives it by not taking any burns. In terms of pace, still very close to each other, despite the raw score difference. Tetris from Mark, and it's now very close to each other once again. This will come down to post-transition as to who plays better. No early top outs, that's a good sign. Tetris for Sharky. Nice adjustment by Mark to accommodate for the T-piece. And Sharky is now 12 lines ahead and only 50,000 points behind. Now only 1 Tetris ahead with 8 lines ahead. So Mark technically now has to pace the lead. $400,000 at line 100 for Mark. 450 at line 120 for Sharky. So we might have to see Sharky showing off his post-transition skills to try and keep up with Mark. Sharky with a row 2 Tetris well, does get it, reaches transition score of a 505. Probably try and clean this down with the right piece, but doesn't get the right piece. Could do another J piece, gets a Z piece instead, that will be sufficient. Sharky is now all the way back to the bottom. Mark at 495 with still 5 lines to go. Mark having to take a triple. Another triple. But is ahead in score so far, as Sharky could score some Tetris, does finally manage to do so, and is now a triple behind. Sharky waiting on a J piece. Does deal with it in other manners. One Tetris behind. Opens up the well. Now waiting on the long bar. Gets a long bar, gets a Tetris. And at the early game, Mark is one Tetris ahead in terms of pace. Tetris for both players, not a Tetris for Sharky. Sharky with a Tetris, now looking for a long bar to put. It's not a delayed bit because it is accessible by other pieces. Instead goes for an attempted J-spin and misses it. It is one of the tougher spins because the timing is a little bit different than what you might expect to. But for someone of Sharky's caliber, that's something you would expect him to hit. Mark, in the meantime, has extended his lead, now at 3 Tetrises ahead in pace. Mark going for a slightly unconventional column 8 well. Gets a long bar, gets a Tetris. Sharky sticking with the traditional white rail, does so. Mark with another column 8 Tetris. Sharky hits the T-spin, nothing. Nice J piece, good RNG. And Mark remains 3 Tetrises ahead. What is even the final boss of Tetris? But Mark is having quite a good game actually right now. 74% Tetris rate compared with Sharky's 60%. Another Tetris from Mark. Perhaps even extending his lead slightly. Now looking like 4 Tetrises in terms of pace lead. Sharky having to take a few burns, long bar drought incoming, does get one of the long bars, now needs another one. Take a triple instead. And both players actually having to take a few burns. Mark with a line drought, forcing him to cover up as well. So that'll close the gap a little bit. But remember, Sharky is 10 lines ahead and is behind. So in terms of pace, Mark still has the better pace. So unless it happens like last time when Mark tops out mid post transition, Sharky might have to do something about it. See if he can outplay Mark during post transition, which is very difficult. I mean, Mark plays almost perfectly post transition, and he can't really beat perfection except for getting better RNG. Alright, Sharky transition score of 483, gets a Tetris at level 19. All early dash load from Sharky, trying to get a wall charge, putting that Z piece to the left, and instead hung this S piece, but does survive. Mark in the meantime, still 1 Tetris away from getting to transition. 568 transition for Mark, so he most certainly has the advantage. another Tetris from Mark. 70% Tetris rate, which is 1.1 pace. 70% is the Tetris rate you need for a 1.1. Tetris Sharky at level 21. Mark, line drop counting, but gets Tetris at level 20. 623. Sharky not quite there yet at level 22, so he is well behind in terms of pace. It's up to his strat as to whether he wants to either play a little bit safe and hope that Mark tops out, or plays a bit more aggressive. That S piece hanging by Sharky, but can still get bailed out with a T piece. T piece does come just a little bit late, but fails to get the T spin. And Mark once again is in a little bit of a spot of bother. A little bit of a line draw and does not tuck the S piece in. Mark's start looking a bit problematic. Sharky's a little bit better because his left hand side was more accessible. Mark managed to build out his left. It's now more survivable. Leaves something to the left, there's no piece left. Sharky going a bit more aggressive. Gets a Tetris in the centre while at level 24. Mark's still digging, and this is getting dangerous. Oh, Mark hangs a J piece to the right hand side of this stack. And Sharky, we have successfully taken the second game. It is now 2-0. Alright, both players are ready. Let's count it down for game number 3. Opera. Yes, that makes sense. That does make sense. Alright. Sharky just one game away. He's on the verge of getting to the semi-finals. Mark, still a dangerous player. And when players get back into a corner, they can sometimes become even more dangerous. So let's see how this goes. Nice joke. Alright, back in the game. It's currently separated by half a single. We should look at that. Ooh, Sharky takes a double. Line drop counting takes a triple. Sharky was having a PAL stack for a moment, really high up. Finally the long bar does come after 30 pieces. Nice survival. Wait, is that just a copy pasta? Rip. I thought it was a unique joke. Well, consider me unimpressed. Hello Ice, how you doing? Oh wait, I can't really say that. I would say that in my stream because I only get like 10 viewers. I can't really greet people here. I have to be a little bit more professional. And before vandweller just cut off my stream, like, you're fired. Oh, Mark. Oh dear, Mark. What has happened? I see the 31 piece drought, but your board wasn't that high. It was I who was being complacent. It was I who was being complacent on thinking that players could just not early top out, but Mark early topped out. And Sharky mullen this, to be honest. Go ahead and mullen this, but you are through to the semi-finals 3-0. That was a surprise, and I saw him shaking his head. He's disappointed. He wanted Mark to do better, I'm sure. I'm actually not sure what happened to Mark's stream, but if I had to guess, there was an L piece and he lost stats in the L piece, and the rest of the piece was just hung in the center of his stat. So it wasn't really the drought that killed Mark. It was the fact that he lost stats, and that happens. Sometimes you just lose stats and die instantly. That is how the game works, and that is why we play the game. Congratulations, Sharky, you have made your way to the semi-finals and earned yourself an extra life. Because even if you lose the semi-finals, you'll still be participating in the third place match. We all know you want to win. I mean, everyone wants to win. What kind of prediction is that? Ian Keefe. Full respect to you, Ian Keefe, because I would never say that word. Unless someone tells me to say it if someone told me to say it in chat, it might have happened. But that is not really a word I say. I mean, now that the prediction has ended, I will say it. But sussy, I quote, is not a word that I usually say. Fun fact. I mean, I don't think I ever said it in my stream. I think the only time I ever say it is in my is in the Tetris, is in the private Tetris Discord group I'm part of. And even then, that's rare. And unfortunately, Sharky, no max up from him, but doesn't matter.
Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.